Welcome to Avalanche. Here you'll find the latest stories and biggest personalities in the wonderful world of winter sport. I'm your host, Scott Penman, and where better to kickstart the series than here at Battersea Park at the London Ski and Snowboard Show. Coming up, Freestyle Frenzy. We meet pro snowboarder Amy Fuller as we get the lowdown on Team GB.
The GB Park and Pipe squad is pretty much a dream come true. When I first started snowboarding, there wasn't such a structure in place. It's enabled me to become a part of a family that travels the world.
I get to hang out with back-to-back British halfpipe champion Lewis Courtier-Jones, who also happens to be a pretty good skater.
When you go off a big jump or go really high in the pipe and you're just floating in the air, you actually feel like you're flying.
And the man who made downhill history, Konrad Batalski, reflects on the landmark performance back in 1981.
Didn't have the confidence that perhaps I needed to, which is totally understandable because all the time everybody's telling you, well, you're British, you'll never be able to do anything.
But first, we went to meet one of the most promising figures in British freestyle skiing, someone who's still studying for the GCSEs.
Skiing's like everything. Don't really know much else but skiing.
You can see his whole body language when he's skiing. It's like he's alive and happy and almost like he was born with skis on.
Justin Taylor-Titman, Britain's brightest freestyle prospect. Just 16 years old, he's an athlete who's beginning to make a name for himself in one of the sport's most competitive disciplines.
I got into skiing when I was 7. I went for a birthday party with my friends just to see what it was like, and then I liked it, so I carried on doing it.
I think what makes him different is he knows what he wants. He has done, I'd say, since he was 12 years old. And he's just focused and he knows where he wants to go and he knows what he's got to do to get there. And he's determined and not going to let anything kind of like get in his way.
Well, my coaches and that have said that it's a possibility that I could go to the Olympics, X Games. My coach really believes in me that I could get that far, and like, it'd be pretty cool to be able to get that far. I think it's possible, but it's a lot of hard work.
The hours are long, the dedication unquestionable. Justin is already part of the GB Academy system and is expected to become a full squad member very soon.
You always see something good in your kids, even though, you know, they can be a pain in the backside. But for somebody else to see something and say, you know, we think he's got potential and really good, you get a bit choked up and, you know, but at the same time, you know that's where your child wants to go and you just want the best for them.
I'm in year 11, which is GCSE year, which is kind of annoying because don't want to do GCSEs, but you got to do them, ain't you? But school were really good for helping me go in skiing because earlier on in 2016, when I was in year 10, I went to Switzerland for 3 months and school just gave me some schoolwork. It's like, yeah, do that, it's all good.
Homework might not be top priority, but there's no doubting his ability on the slopes. However, one prize eludes him, the British Indoor Championship.
I think he would like to win it. You know, last year he came second and, you know, it's nice when you come first.
I do like coming first, but at the same time, it's really nice to see your mates come first and like just come second to them or even just come last. For me, it's more just like skiing and just having fun is more important than podiuming.
The Indoor Slopestyle Championship attracts the best riders in the UK. It's considered to be the gateway to the professional scene.
His main expectation will be to come out and do the best that he can do, and if his best doesn't get him on the podium, he knows he's done his best, but he would like to better that silver. I know he would.
Riders are scored over 3 rounds according to the difficulty, execution and style of their tricks. Justin posed for the cameras in his first round, as some of his competitors crashed out. But there is no complacency on Justin's part. This is the most competitive event in the UK. The final round. Justin has put in countless hours of training, all for this moment. So did it all pay off?
But taking home the gold, the cash monies, and the chance to call himself British Champion of 2016 is Justin Taylor-Timmon!
Last year, I tried my hardest but didn't really do it, so it just shows that training pays off.
Justin Taylor-Timmon, the new indoor champion of Great Britain. Want to learn some new tricks to take to the mountain this winter? Team GB's Tyler J. Harding is showing us how you can impress your friends.
Hi, I'm Tyler J. Harding. I'm a professional freestyle skier for the GB squad, and I'm going to show you some of my tricks and some techniques that will hopefully help you with your freestyle skiing. I'm going to show you how to do a switch slip on, back to switch, and this is where you go backwards into the rail, hop on, and then come out backwards. And I'm going to show you how to do it in 3 simple steps. The first step is coming in switch, and you need to hop and make sure your tips are coming over the rail so you can land onto it. Step 2 is, while you're on the rail, you need to grip with your downward ski. The third step is bringing your body back the other way so that you can come out and ride out switch. If you take these principles and practice them, then you should be able to take this trick into the mountains this winter.
Team GB had a great and unexpected success in the last Winter Olympics in Sochi. Along their medals was a bronze for Jenny Jones in snowboarding slopestyle. But with less than 2 years to go before the next Winter Games, how can the Park and Pipe team improve on their achievements? Avalanche went along to find out. Success for the British freestyle team in Sochi. Jenny Jones made history to claim bronze in slopestyle's Olympic debut. None of this would have been possible without the hard work of the Park and Pipe squad, led by freestyle coach Pat Sharples.
The GB Park and Pipe is to support all our athletes from ski and snowboard in slopestyle and halfpipe, and big air now for the snowboarders. That's what we do. We've got a team of staff, coaches, we're there to just support the athletes and help them progress, learn new tricks, keep them healthy.
And the pick of the British prospects at the next Olympics, 25-year-old Amy Fuller.
The GB Park and Pipe squad is pretty much a dream come true. When I first started snowboarding, there wasn't such a structure in place. It's enabled me to become a part of a family that travels the world. So I'm no longer just that individual snowboarder from Great Britain. It's like we are the Great Britain team, and we're here to compete.
Thanks to the academy system, the pool of talent has never been stronger.
The team's expanding. We've got a few new guys who have joined the team, very young athletes coming through, and Maddie Rowlands, who came first at the Youth Olympics. They're coming through really strong, so it shows that our pathway is working. We're bringing on new up-and-coming kids who, are right up there.
Thoughts now turn to the next Winter Games in 2 years' time, and Amy Fuller has her sights set on the summit.
My next ambitions are to qualify as soon as I can for both big air and slopestyle, and to go there and get a top 5 result. Having done one Olympics, I feel like I'm in a good position to go there, having had the experience and challenge myself and the other competitors.
Amy Fuller, one to watch as the British Park and Pipe squad go for gold in Korea. Time for a quick break, but don't go anywhere. More adrenaline-fueled content when we come back. Welcome back to Avalanche. Now, the off-season can be a difficult time for our winter sports athletes. I went to Tamworth, just outside Birmingham, to catch up with British back-to-back half-pipe champion Lewis Courtier-Jones to find out how he deals with his time away from the mountains. So this is what summer snowboarding looks like. It might not look like it today, but the winter season is just round the corner. So who better to show me the ropes than Lewis Courtier-Jones? He's pretty handy on a skateboard as well. Take it away, Lewis. So the skate park, a summer training ground for the snowboarder.
I skateboard quite a lot in my spare time in the summer. It does help quite a lot. Going from skateboarding to snowboarding, just getting a few airs and stuff, it's like riding a pipe on a snowboard almost.
So apart from skateboarding and snowboarding, I hear you've got a slightly more sophisticated hobby.
So I've got my level 1 in wine tasting. I'm doing my level 2 in a couple of weeks' time.
From an early age you were into wine tasting?
Yeah, from when I was about 14, I found it quite interesting on how it was made and then all the different smells and tastes you can get in.
You know, normally wine tasting around here is just Lambrini. Lewis, talk a little bit how it feels to be part of the great British team.
Yeah, it's quite funny. I've been on the British team for a few years now, so it's just nice to be on the team and know you're representing your country in something you love doing.
And is that the end goal, the Olympics?
Yeah, I've been wanting to go to the Olympics since I can remember. 10, I think, was when I first dreamt of doing it, and seeing Dan Wakeham go for Britain, and then I've always wanted to go since then. So definitely Pyongyang, is it? Pyeongchang?
You should know, you're going.
Yeah.
Right, that's the skate done. Let's go inside the snowdome.
Yeah, let's go snowboarding. Yeah.
The mountains in the background are fake, but the snow and the cold is definitely real. Lewis, this is home turf for you. You're back on snow. How did you first get into snowboarding? How did you?
First going to snowboarding from my parents. They have a holiday company out in France, and my dad used to snowboard. Now, when I was 18 months old, I wanted to be like him, so he got me a little plastic snowboard and he used to just push me around on the slopes.
At 18 months old, yeah. You were on a board?
Yeah.
Right. What do you like more, like the speed or the air time?
The air time. There's no better feeling than when you go off a big jump or go really high in the pipe and you're just floating in the air. You actually feel like you're flying. Hi, I'm Lewis Courtier-Jones and I'm part of the British freestyle team.
5 shackles, right? Yes! The year is 1981, the place Val Gardena, Italy. Conrad Batalski of Great Britain is about to make history. 35 years on, Avalanche catches up with him to talk about that famous day. The men's downhill, the peak of alpine skiing, traditionally dominated by the Austrians, Swiss, Italians, not the British.
I knew it was possible to see the Union Jack up there, and having been working at it for 12 years, I thought perhaps it was a bridge too far. A huge challenge to show that even though we didn't live in the mountains, that you could still compete. But the thing is, with World Cup races, you have all the best skiers. In fact, more so than at the Olympics. In the Olympics, there's only 4 people allowed from each of the nations. In Val Gardena, there was 10 Austrians, 10 Swiss, 10 Italians. So I didn't believe in my ability to the extent that I perhaps needed to. I didn't have the confidence that perhaps I needed to, which is totally understandable, because all the time everybody's telling you, well, you're British, you'll never be able to do anything.
Conrad's season hadn't started too well, and he wasn't going into Val Gardena with a lot of confidence.
Just thinking, this is crazy. I mean, you know, everything is wrong. You know, skis haven't been running. I should just worry about the next race. I really was quite disillusioned.
The event featured then Olympic champion Leonard Stock and Franz Klammer, arguably the best skier of all time. But Conrad trusted his instincts.
When you're racing, if you are thinking about what you're doing, your mind is 3 times slower than your body. So if you're thinking about what you're doing, you're already behind. You rely on what your body knows, not what your head knows. So having got the worst of it out of the way, then you know there's just quite a steep run back down to the finish. My eyes were watering a bit because the wind was coming slightly in through the goggles. And I just mistimed the jump before the bottom, but I managed to catch it. And I've never made that mistake before or since. Obviously, you can't not look up at your time when you get down to the bottom, and my eyes went up and I saw 2:07. Well, I know I was a 10th ahead before that jump, and I was a 10th behind after it. And at the time, I wasn't worried because for 13 years I'd been working very hard, trying to prove that it's possible somebody from Great Britain could compete with the Austrians and the Swiss at their own game, because everybody said it's impossible. Now, looking back at it, I mean, it is more than 3 decades ago. It's unfortunate that I did miss out by 1100ths on the bottom, because there is a difference between being a winner and the world's fastest loser. In World Cup men's ski racing, there's still no reason why a Brit can't win. I still live and I still believe and I still dream that there will be a British man on the top of the podium.
That's all we have time for. However, for more snow sport action, make sure you join us on our social media channels. I'm Scott Penman. This has been Avalanche. See you next time. Britain last qualified for the Olympic ice hockey in 1956. Will this change with the new under-16 squad? How do you train with no mountains? We go rock climbing with the GB Academy. And I go on a US road trip with the GB Freestyle Squad.